Hello, Da Vinci. Welcome back. This is the second of the second 2021's maths lesson. This is your arithmetic. So let's get straight into it. Pause the video here, complete your challenge 1 or challenge 2 questions, and then let's get on. So for challenge 1, we've got 10, take away 5. Well, I've got 10 fingers. I'm going to put, I know I've got 5 on one finger, so I'm just going to put 5 down. How many have I got left? Well, I know I've got 5 on one hand. So there's only 5 that I've got up there. So my answer must be 5. 15 add 3. I don't have 15 fingers, but I do have a ruler with the number 15 on. There it is. I'm going to add 3. 1, 2, 3. My answer is 18. So write down 18. 10 add something is 12. So starting from 10 there, my answer is 12. How many jumps do I have to do from 10 to 12 to get to the answer? I need to go 1, 2. So 10 add 2 is 12. Something take away something is 3. Now, Mr Watkiss got this so terribly wrong last time. So let's see whether I can do better this time, okay? So we're going to start off with a nice easy one. We've got 3 as our answer. So we're going to do 3, take away nothing is 3, okay? Now, because it's a take away, this number here is going to go up, and so is this number. So 1 more than this number is going to be 4. Now, how do we get from 4 going to 3? Well, we have to put 1 down. So it's 4, take away 1 equals 3. Now let's do 5. Now I've got 5 and I want to get to 3. So how do I get from 5 to 3? Well, I put 2 down. So 5 take away 2 equals 3. Let's keep going. I want to get to 3. There we go, 3. And instead this time I'm going to start from 6. So 6 take away this many gives me 3. 6 take away 3 equals 3. That's because 3 and 3 make 6. There's doubles. So 6 take away 3 equals 3. Now we're starting to see the pattern. This number's going up 3, 4, 5, 6. This number's also going up 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's do 7 take away. Now we don't even need to work it out. We should be able to guess the pattern. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be the next number. So then it'll be still as the answer of 3. Well done, everyone, on challenge 1. Let's go over to challenge 2 now. Let me just make myself a little bit smaller. There we go. Right, 22 add 51. In here, nice and easy. 22 add 51. 2 add 1 is 3. 2 add 5 is 7. The answer is 73. 8 lots of 5. 8 lots of 5. So that's like saying 8 rows and 5 in each row. Or it could be like saying you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in your one dice. And what you're going to do is you're going to have 8 of those dice, okay? So it might be like that. So you've got, there we go. So you've got, well, I do apologize, 8 lots of 5. So there's your 5. Now you need 8 of them. Oh, come on, please. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lots of 5, 8 groups, 5 in each group. You've then got your answer of 40 because you count all the dots in the dice. So your answer for this one, it lets me change back to my pen. See, there we go, 40. You've then got 12 add something is 28. Starting from 28, starting from 12 with your answer of 28, you're going to count the difference in between. And because it's on the ruler, we might as well use the ruler to double check. So I'm going to count up and I'm going to jump. I know that 2, let me make you bigger so that you can see. And if I start from 12, my nearest 10 that I'm going to jump to is 20. Now, how do I get from 12 to 20? Well, I know that my number bonds to 10 is 2 and 8. And then I've got my other 10 there, which gets me to 20. So 12 and 8 together brings me to 20. So that's plus 8. Then from there, I then need to add another 8. So 8, add 8. That's my jumps. I've done 8 jumps and then I did another 8 jumps. So my 8 jumps, add another 8 jumps. 8 doubled is going to be 16. That's like saying 8 lots of 2. Then we've got an extension. Something add something add something is 37. So let's try that one. Let me just move these down here and this one as well. There we go. So something add something add something add something add something add something is 37. So in here, let's start off by doing 37 add 0 add 0. 36 add 1 add 0. 35 add 1 add 1. Or 35 add 2 add 0. Could even jump to 30. 30 add 4 add 3. Lots of different ways you can answer that question. All of them could be right depending on whether you've checked yours correctly, okay? So let's move on to the next page. So we're going to be looking if we can count in multiples of 5. So yesterday we were looking if we can count in multiples of 2. We'll be looking if we can count in multiples of 5 today. So how many fish are in the bowls? So let's have a look. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see we've also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. I can also see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. I'm not going to count each one. What I am going to do is I'm going to count in my 5s. If I know there's 5 in there, I know there's 5 in there, I know there's 5 in there, I'm going to count in my 5s. That's much easier. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15. So in here, there are 15 fish. Super. How many apples are in the bags? So we've got one group here that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, there's 5 in that bag. I can see that all the other bags are the same. I'm not going to count all the apples. I'm going to count in 5s all of the bags. So let's see, we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So in here, we've got 25 apples. Super. Let's move on. How many lots of 5 are there? Well, there's 1 lot of 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 1 lot of 5. Here, I can see it's the same lot of 5. It looks exactly the same. So there's another lot of 5 and another lot of 5 and another lot of 5. So how many groups of 5 do I have? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. 4 groups of 5. So what's 4 groups of 5? I'm going to count in my 5s. It's going to be help me. 5, 10, 15, 20. So my answer for 4 lots of 5 is 20. Let's look at the next one. So I'd like you to complete the number track. So you've got your challenge 1, your challenge 2, and your challenge 3 number tracks there. So you can complete your own number tracks. Let me just move my head. There we go. So you can see the last numbers. So let's fill these in together once you've had your go. Let's have a look. We've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Let's do the next one. So again, it's just starting from a different point now. So 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. And then we can keep going because we're going to use some of these numbers and then we'll keep the pattern going. So 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. And then the last one would be 100. But before we get to 100, let's just have a look at this pattern because I think this is going to help us. So the first two numbers, 5 and 10. By knowing your 5 times tables start with 5 and 10, you can work out every other 5 times table there ever is because it's a simple pattern. Your 5 times tables always end in a 5 or a 0. So 5, 10. 5 ends in a 5, 10 ends in a 0. 15 ends in a 5. 20 ends in a 0. 25 ends in a 5. 30 ends in a 0. 35, 5. 40, 0. 45 is a 5. 50 is a 0. 55 is a 5. 60 is a 0. So you can see there's only 2 numbers that you need to remember. And it's 5 and it's 0. Because the rest of them just follow the pattern of they are 110 and then a 110. 2 10s and then a 2 10s. 3 10s and 3 10s. 4 10s and 4 10s. 5 10s and 5 10s. 6 10s. And then if we jump down to here where it continues, 60, 60, 65, 6 10s, 7 10s, 7 10s, 8 10s, 8 10s, 9 10s, 9 10s. So you can see it just carries on every single time. And the only way that you need to remember it is that it ends in a 0 or a 5. And that's the easiest way of knowing whether it's in the 5 times tables. Now, the only difference is that 5 and 10, obviously the ones that start the sequence, and the rest of them follow it on, okay? But what is worth knowing is that every 10s has 2 turns before it's somebody else's 10's turn. So you've got 2 110s, then you've got 2 210s, then you've got 2 310s, then you've got 2 410s. So all you need to remember is each 10 needs to have a turn with a 0, and each 10 needs to have a turn with a 5. And then once they've had a turn with a 0, and once they've had a turn with a 5, it's then the next 10's turn. So this 4's had a turn with the 0. This 4's had a turn with a 5. So now the 4's had a go. It's now 5's turn to have a go with the 0 and 5's turn to have a go with the 5. Once they've had their turn, it's now 6's go. 6 10s to have a go with the 0 and 6 10s to have a go with the 5. Once they've had a go, it's 7 10s to have a go with the 0 and 7 10s to have a go with the 5. I hope that makes sense because once you know that, you can do your 5 times tables really, really quickly. Right, let's move on to the next one. So let's help Jack make a multiplication sentence. That's a lots of or groups of sentence. So here's my cubes. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to group them. So you can see, even though they're quite close together, I can see that that is one group, that's another group, that's another group, and that's the last group. So how many groups do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. 4 lots of, and how many's in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can see that they're exactly the same height and the same in each one. So it's 4 groups of 5, 4 lots of 5. So I'm going to count in my 5s to have a go, and I'm going to count 4 lots of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. So my answer is going to be 20. However, it asks me for 2 multiplication sentences, and this here is going to help us. Multiplication is commutative. That means you can swap the numbers around. So instead of 4 lots of 5 is 20, you can have 5 lots of 4. I've swapped the numbers round. But what's my answer? Well, it's commutative, so it's still going to be 20 as my answer. Let's now move on to the next one. Let's start from this one. Maybe you can have a guess before I show you. So let's work it out together. We've got 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 3 lots of what? 3 lots of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 lots of 5. And I can see there's 5 in each one of these groups. 3 lots of 5. 5, 10, 15. My answer is 15. I'm going to say multiplication is commutative. So which numbers are going to swap round? My 5 and my 3 are going to swap round. So if I know that 3 lots of 5 is 15, then I know that 5 groups of 3 is also going to be 15 because they just swap round and the number stays the same at the end. Let's do another one. Let's get a bit trickier. How many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many's in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oof. Now, this is 5 groups of 7. Now, I don't know my 7 times tables, but I do know my 5 times tables. And I know that multiplication is commutative. So I can swap these numbers round and I can do 7 lots of 5 because I don't know what 5 lots of 7 is because I don't know my 7 times table, but I can swap them round and I can do 7 lots of 5 because I do know my 5 times table. So putting up 7 fingers, I'm going to count in my 5 times table, okay? So here's my 7 fingers and it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So my answer for this one is 35. And because it's commutative, it swaps it round. So their answer is 35 for this one as well. Let's move on. I do apologize, I rushed off then because this one was making lots of noise. Anyway, right, let's move on. So we've got a few more examples here. Now, let me make myself a bit smaller because there's something that we're going to look at. So we've said that 5 lots of 5 is 25. Now, you can break that up and you could say it is the same as, let me get this, it's the same as saying, now if we move these, this is going to help us here. So it's the same as saying 3 lots of 5. 3 lots of 5 you can see here is 15 because we've got 1, 2, 3 lots of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 lots of 5 is 15. Now, if I do 2 more 5s on this side, you can see, oh, let me switch it around. This will be easier for you to understand. Hold on. Let's do this because I think this, don't want to confuse anyone, okay? I think that'd be the worst, wouldn't it? If I confuse people. Oh, I'm just making things bigger by accident. Right, so we've got 3 lots of 5 on this side. Here we go. 3 lots of red counters, and we've got 2 lots of 5 on this side. So 1, 2, 3, you can group them. We'll show you again. Here we go. You've got, there's your 3 groups. There's your 3. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a column there, okay? So you've got 3 lots of 5 is 15. Put 3 fingers up and you go 5, 10, 15. Now on this side, you've got 1, 2 lots of 5. Now I know that 2 lots of 5 is 10. So what I can do is I can say that if I group these together so it makes it nice and easy for you, if I say that my 3 lots of 5 and my 2 lots of 5 go together, it's the same as saying up here 5 lots of 5. So you can see I've put my 3 lots of 5 on one side, I've brought in my 2 lots of 5 on the other side, and together I've made 5 lots of 5, and that makes 25, because I know that 15 add 10 together make a total of 25. So that's one way of working it out. Now, if you know your 5s, you might think it's easier just to put 5 fingers up and count them. But if you know maybe some of your 5s, and you know that 3 5s are 15, and you know that 2 5s are 10, then you can work out what 5 5s are, okay? I know it's a bit of a tricky way of understanding, but let's keep going. So let's have another look here. We've got 7 lots of 5 is 35, okay? So that is the same as saying you've got, if I put my this one here, it's the same as saying 4 lots of 5 is 20, and it's the same as saying 4 lots of 5 and 3 lots of 5. Okay, so if I group those together, it's like putting those all together there. All together, you've got 7 lots of 5, okay? Now you can split that 7 lots of 5 into 3 lots of 5 and 4 lots of 5, because 7 splits into 3 and into 4, okay? So you've got, oh no, my calculation is wrong down here. I do apologize. 7 lots of 5 isn't 25, it's 35. 3 lots of 5 is 15, and 4 lots of 5 is not 10, it is 20. My apologies, I think that was copied over from the last page, so that's my fault. So you've got 3 lots of 5 is 15, 4 lots of 5 is 20, but together it can make 7 lots of 5 is 35. So it's just splitting it into more manageable, because 7 lots of 5, you have lots of different counters on the screen there, and maybe it's a bit tricky. But if I split them into 3 lots of 5, which I know is 15, if I split it into 4 lots of 5, which I know is 20, I can add 15 and 20 together, which then gives us the 35. It's the same as splitting them up, okay? Let's look at another one here. So you've got here, all together, you've got 9 lots of 5. So let me just add in another group here, because I've not got 5 lots there. So let me just add in 2 more. There we go. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots of 5 in red, and in orange I've got 4 lots of 5. Now if I look at that, I think, wow, that's really, really quite difficult. Now again, these have copied over from the last slide, which is why these numbers are not quite right. But you can see that if I just change these ones to be the right number, you can see that 9 lots of 5 is 45, and you can see that 5 lots of 5, 25, 4 lots of 5 is 20. Together it makes 9 lots of 5, 45. I know it's a bit confusing, especially when I got 1 or 2 of the numbers wrong there. I'm really sorry. So let's just imagine I've started again here. If I saw all these counters together, 9 lots of 5, that's going to confuse me. That's really, really tricky to look at and to count all of them. But if I split it up into oranges on one side and reds on the other side, they're still all together 9 lots of 5, but I can split it into a more manageable amount. So 4 lots of 5 is 20 and 5 lots of 5 is 25. Okay, so let's now put them together, and together you can see it's 9 lots of 5, but I know that 20 and 25 together make 45, so I can just count them nice and easy. So let's move on to one more example. I'll get the numbers right, I promise. Okay, I just wanted to let you know that this is a year 3 kind of game where you can split your arrays up into 2 different sections. So you don't really need to know this, it's just a fun way of knowing, okay? Right, something on the screen here very quickly for you to go through, for you to check if it's more than, less than, equals 2. Pause the video, have a go. Right, so 3 lots of 5 is 15, so we put 15 here. On the other side, we've got 5 add 5. 5 doubled is 10. So which one's bigger? The crocodile's going to eat the 15. 7 lots of 5. So I can count in my 5s for that. I can go 7 lots of 5. So let's count with my fingers. I can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So on one side, I've got 35. Now we know that multiplication is commutative. So this side and this side have just been swapped over. So this must be 35 as well. So it's equal to 10 lots of 5. So 10 lots of 5, I can count in my 10s, I can count in my 5s. I know that that is going to be 50. And this says 50 take away 5. So I already know that whatever the answer is, I'm starting at the number and I'm taking away, which is already means that this one must be the biggest number. But 50 take away 5, it's going to be 45. So the answer is 50. Right. Let's go through some challenges. Here's challenge 1. You need to write the multiplication sentence for A, which is this group here, B, which are these ones here, and C. Okay, the multiplication sentences for these 3. Challenge 1, question 2, complete the number line with the missing numbers. Challenge 2, question 3. So complete the missing numbers. You've got lots of 5 times table quiz questions and they're missing. So let's see what. You've also got challenge 2 and 3. How much money does Ron have here? Complete the multiplication sentence. You've got another challenge here, challenge 3. The sandwich costs £2, a box of crayon costs 5. Jack buys 5 sandwiches and 3 boxes of crayons. How much does he spend in total? That's a tough one. And then you've got an extension here of Amir, and Alex have some money. Here's Amir's money and here's Alex's money. How much money do they have all together, right? And then the final extension question is Mo correct. Every number in the 5 times table is odd. Explain your answer. Some tricky questions there for challenge. And I've sped through them because I know this video is going to be long as it is, okay? Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.